We're joined today by the management of Calima Energy. We have with us both the Chairman Glenn Whiddon and the CEO of Calima Energy, Jordan Kevol. Now, if you don't know, the company has just successfully completed a $38 million capital raise and undertaken the transformational takeover of Blackspur Oil based in Canada, which has taken Calima from being an explorer to a high-margin, cash-generating oil and gas producer. Now, Glenn, a question for you. What does the new Calima look like?
Thank you, Tim. Look, the new Calima is a merger of the best of Canada, a gassy weighted asset that we owned in the past called the Montney, and an oily weighted asset being Brooks and Thorsby that we acquired through the merger with the Blackspur team. So the team going forward is actually going to give exposure to a rising energy market, a rising oil price. Oil price today was $64.50 WTI, and a rising gas market where the gas price today has actually risen to just under $3 an MCF. So really we are now a Canadian oil and gas producer with leverage to the energy markets, listed on the ASX, giving Australian investors an exposure to a producer and a resource base in Canada.
Glenn, you raised around $38 million by issuing a significant number of new shares. Can you talk to us about the institutions, the type of institutions that took up the offer, and are there any plans for consolidation given you now have around 10 billion shares on issue?
Thank you for that. No, we actually raised $37.9 million, of which 31 was through an institutional book build, and the balance was through a retail component, which was underwritten by some key shareholders, including myself. The institutional component was basically made up of very high net worth individuals and small cap institutions that wrote out checks for between $1 and $2 million. Out of that raising, we actually had just under $10 million provided through our network in London. And the London institutions who love these growth stories, these stories that have the potential to pay dividends over the next few years, they wrote out checks totaling just under $10 million. So in Australia, we have a mixture of small cap funds, large cap funds, high net worth individuals, and then the London money. And most importantly, our existing shareholders were very supportive, and they're supportive of the story because they can see the growth potential over the next 2 to 3 years, plus the excitement of an active drilling program that we're going to be delivering on over the next 12 to 24 months. So in terms of a consolidation, look, we will have about 10.2 billion shares on issue. Yes, it is a lot, but in today's market, 10 billion is probably like the new billion from the past. But in today's market, we realize it will require a consolidation over time, but we're going to deliver production growth first. We're going to deliver material news flow. We're going to see the share price stabilize, and then we'll make a decision on consolidation, and we will make that decision and share it with the market at the appropriate time.
Jordan, a question for you. You're now CEO of Calima Energy. You've come across from Blackspur. What do you bring to the party as part of the new management team?
Thank you, Tim. So our entire management team from Blackspur Oil Corp has come over and is the new management team for Calima Energy. And the beauty of that is the new assets that Calima has acquired. Our team built those from the ground up. We started way back in 2012, and we did our first acquisition of 80 barrels a day. And over the course of the next number of years, we did a combination of acquisitions, growth through the drill bit, and some significant technical work done on both the Brooks area and the Thorsby asset. And we know them like the back of our hand. We've shot seismic, we've drilled wells, we've operated the production facilities. So I can't think of a better team to operate these assets going into the future. And the beauty of our partnership now, after being acquired by Calima, is we have new access to capital. So we're very opportunity rich. We just needed some capital to be able to deploy to realize the opportunity that sits within these assets. And I've got the best team to do it because it's the team that built it from the ground up. So we're very excited. We're very happy to be involved because we love the assets. We believe in the assets. And we feel as though we only have just begun to scratch the surface. And this new recapitalization of these assets is going to create a lot of excitement.
And Jordan, what can investors expect moving forward in terms of a timeline?
We're going to be very busy. We've already drilled a couple of wells. Our 2021 drilling program is going to consist of 9 wells. We've already done 3 of them. Those wells are all on production. And very shortly, in about 3.5 weeks' time, we're going to be moving a rig into the Brooks area again. We're going to drill 3 more wells in Brooks. And right around the time those wells come on, which is only about a 30-day period from the time they're finished drilling to the time that they're on production, we're also going to move another rig into the Thorsby area and drill 3 wells into the Sparky play in our Thorsby area. So over the course of the next 6 months, I think shareholders should expect quite a bit of news flow, ranging from we're moving a rig to we've brought wells on production to we've achieved 30-day initial production rates on those wells. And in concert with that, we'll be doing the exact same thing in our second core area, Thorsby. Again, moving a rig, drilling wells, bringing wells on production. So I anticipate quite a lot of exciting news flow over the upcoming quarters.
And Glenn, as chairman of the new combined group, what's the future look like, Glenn?
One of the things that we're going to do for Calima is we're going to deliver growth, we're going to deliver strong shareholder value, and we're going to deliver the ability to distribute dividends and cash flow going forward. The team that we've got in Blackspur is a first-rate team. The asset base of the Montney and the Blackspur assets is again a tier 1 asset base, and most importantly, Canada is a tier 1 jurisdiction to invest in. So they've got carbon pricing, they've got some of the best ESG record in the world. They've got LNG Canada, which is coming on stream, which is going to be the lowest emitter of CO2 per ton of LNG in the world. So we're actually investing in a jurisdiction of Canada where it's actually being socially responsible, ESG responsible, and it's leading the world in those facets. So we're really pleased, but we're really going to deliver returns for shareholders through the drill bit, through managing our cash flow and delivering returns and free cash flow back to shareholders.
Gentlemen, thanks for your time.
Thank you, Tim.
Thanks.